In this video, let's talk about chemically decontaminating your paint with something that Adam offers, is their iron remover. Now there's plenty of other brands and companies that offer this exact type of product. I'm just specifically here using Adam's. And the purpose of the chemical contamination is you're gonna have your wash process that removes the, the light, loose debris, dirt, whatever that comes off the vehicle. Pretty standard. Your next one is going to be the claying and the chemical decontamination. So you'll first want to do the chemical one. Typically that's what I see. I've seen detailers do both, the chemical first and then mechanical, meaning the claying, or the claying first and then the, either way I've seen both go. But here we're gonna first do the iron remover, let it strip off chemically, let it take off any loose any contaminants that it can, and then we'll go into the claying process. But here I just want to primarily focus on using this iron remover. Now be warned, these are always going to have a harsh smell to it, so if there's high gusts of wind, use a mask as here, even though I'm not because I have to talk and just I don't know where it's at. And if there's like kids around, pets, like maybe you shouldn't use it, or be cautious of where you use it, because I mean if there's a hard gust of wind and you're just like dousing it, or if you have it in a pump sprayer and you're just going to town with it, I mean that smell will carry over. It's not gonna knock someone dead or anything, but it just, if you're mobile, if you're working your drive, just be courteous of those that are around you, pets, little people, little humans that can't take a harsh smell like that. So anyways, so with this one, you want to make sure you're in, so like right now here at this very second in Houston, Texas, there's clouds, it's not hot, so it's ideal temperatures. If you're like in the baking hot sun, you don't want this to dry on your paint, because I mean it's just a harsh chemical. It's not supposed to sit on there long enough anyhow, especially when your panels are hot. But as long as it's cool to the touch, you want to rinse it off very thoroughly once you're done. So I'm literally just going to go around and spray down the vehicle. Now I'm just gonna do the front end because I'm still making this video and don't want to do the whole vehicle and then let some of it dry or not just be affected because I'm trying to rush with the video. So I'm only gonna do the front end. And this is the chemical where once it makes contact with the iron particles, it'll turn purple, it'll look cool. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of videos on it. Now if it doesn't turn purple, I mean there's no iron, there's nothing for it to pull off. So I mean, which is good. I mean you want it to work and you want it to pull off iron particles and such, but if there's nothing on there, then there's nothing for it to turn purple. Now there's some products will do better than others. Like you'll see some reviews that once they do the chemical strip and then they clay, there's still a bunch of contaminants coming off. Then they use like a different product, it strips off more, and then when they clay, it comes out better. So there's gonna be better ones out there. I've only tried like 2 or 3 to be honest, so I don't have a full array of knowledge of which ones are the best versus which ones are the worst. I just you go with reputable products, they usually end up working, so that's what I do. And to be even less climatic, this is a black paint, you're not gonna see it turn purple until I actually start rinsing it. And we've been leaving it on here long enough. As of right now, I don't really see much purple going on, so we'll just rinse and see the results. Okay, so this one, anticlimactic. nothing turned purple, so there was no iron particles. This is a good product. I've used it various times now, so I know it's gonna be pulling off what it's supposed to be pulling. And also, you don't even feel any rough texture on here, but that doesn't necessarily mean there wouldn't be any iron particles for it to pull off. Now remember, once you're done spraying it, you want to make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. One, just because again, you don't want to let the product stay on there too long as to, like, you know, give it a chance to dry on there, potentially stain, and you have to polish it out. Especially if it's a hot day, you want to ensure you are rinsing it off correctly. There's a lot of mist on my lens. Hopefully it's not reflecting off my face. And the second reason why you want to rinse it off thoroughly is because you don't want to like be working and then like there's a little bit of iron remover stuck like in a little edge and you're polishing or working on it, then it comes out and then like just a little whiff of the harsh smell hits you and you're like, whoa, didn't expect that one. So that's also another reason, but they're both important reasons. But yeah, so you want to make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. So another tip that isn't too hard to figure out is if there are gusts of winds, make sure you're spraying it the best you can away from you. So if the wind's coming in this way, is it smart for me to stand here and even though I just did that so you can see it on video, is it smart for me to just stand here and spray it just to hit me in the face? No, like stand in the direction of the wind. That way when you spray it, it's going away from you and still on the vehicle. Sometimes you won't be, you can't get away from that, but when possible, go ahead and spray with the wind, not against it. Now I will say, just like the front end of the vehicle, the side of the vehicle also did not have any iron come off. At least it didn't turn purple, so you couldn't really tell that if any iron was coming off. So at that point, should you continue to use that product around the entire vehicle, even though the entire front end and the right side of the vehicle and the roof did not have any iron on it, that's a judgment call, because like you can save product, you can save time, you can go to the next step quicker. Because if literally at this point basically a half of the vehicle has not really shown any iron particles before we started, the texture of the paint didn't feel rough and you couldn't hear it. Should you keep on continuing with the step? I personally would say no, depending on the size and the condition and all that and what you're doing to it. But if you're already done half the vehicle, it wasn't that bad to begin with and you're not really seeing any significant difference, I would just skip to the next step, because you're kind of just being redundant at this point. So this was a very anticlimactic video. My bad. I don't really know what to expect coming into this video either with how it was going to turn out, but I worked with what I had here. Now if it was heavily contaminated with iron, it would remove some. You'd be able to feel the difference depending on what it is and how bad it was. And on the claying phase, although you still have to clay because you still have to do that, you're still gonna have other types of contaminants on the paint. You will feel a difference, and if not a difference, there is a difference between when you remove the layer of iron and then you go into the claying as opposed to just claying altogether. Is this a necessary, absolutely necessary step? If you're doing this on your personal vehicle, not going to be the end of the world. Even if you're doing this as for clients and such, I mean, you can still clay it out. It might be easier, and it kind of looks cool to see all that purple run down when you do an iron decontamination. But is it like you cannot detail your car or polish or do a wax without this step? No, that's okay. But when necessary, when it seems able, when you got the resource, you could use it and it does help you out. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave those comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you use it before the claying, after the claying? I've seen it both. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one.